We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
RAA NPLSA round 14 action here in South Australia as we get ready on this Saturday night. It's a big night of football with the second place taking on third here tonight. All important 3 points, both teams coming in on equal points. So the 3 points here today is in some ways 6 points for the winner. As we get ready for a big clash here today. Both teams lining up. Adelaide United, a younger squad. With a few familiar faces, a lot of goals in their side as well. Brody Burkett, one of those. And Oscar Page, a young goalkeeper, only played 4 games so far this season for the Red Seniors. However, for their reserves, had a clean sheet, and one of those has come against Beograd reserves in a 7-0 win earlier in the season. FK Beograd on the other side, coming in with an unchanged lineup from last week's, or earlier this week's, 3-0 win over their arch rivals, Adelaide Croatia Raiders, across the long weekend. And on the bench, Jordan Lean, 16-year-old, waiting to come on for his second appearance this season. This FK Beograd side firing into the second half of the RAA NPLSA. And they're a side that's really much looking forward to try and competing with the best. They've beaten Metro Stars, who currently sit top with a nice gap. And then 3 points over Adelaide United will put them in a very handy second place finish at the end and conclusion of round 14, sorry. It's been a wet day here in the west. We're down at One Solution Park, the home of FK Beograd in the western suburbs. The rain's held out for this 5 o'clock kickoff, but there's due to be a slight chance of a sprinkle come halfway through this fixture tonight. This pitch is held up very nicely considering the conditions over the last 24 hours and the amount of matches played prior to this kickoff. And we're just about to get underway. Adelaide United getting things going in their away strip with their red shorts. We're not too far away from things getting off, and there we go. Adelaide United from Brody Burkett. Kicking to the left of your screens is Adelaide United, whilst the home side, FK Beograd, in their red and blue, kicking to the right of your screens. I'm your matchday commentator, Johnny Keko, bringing you all the action from Frank Mitchell Park, One Solution Park, for this round 14 action, alongside another man as well. We'll bring him in a second, as there's an opportunity lurking here at the moment, but quickly dealt with into the hands of Oscar Page. Alongside the one in the only, Simon Jimenez. Good to have you back on board, Simon. A big game here today. Second versus third. Whoever wins here tonight will take an outright second place finish after round 14.
Thanks. Bit of volume, please, Johnny.
Smooth out here.
Yeah, it's a super tight table at the moment, so every point important at this stage. And, of course, we're getting ready for that big cup fixture midweek, which is super important for FK Beograd. It's a derby, so it's one of those all bets are off type occasions, but you want to have a bit of confidence going into it.
Well, it's derbies galore. They had one on Monday. They've got another one coming up Wednesday against Adelaide Croatia Raiders. And there's one even here tomorrow on this very pitch as well at 1 o'clock in the amateurs side. Div 8, I believe. And it's FK Beograd amateurs taking on Vukovi, who are the Adelaide Croatia Raiders amateurs.
And I heard you're going to be back here tomorrow as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard the Chababs are going, so I'm going to be down for sure. We'll get off some football action as well. And don't mind, it's the first time they've played each other, amateurs, after being dropped down the FK Beograd side. A very good team. They were in Div 2, I believe, last year, but they were that good that they worked their way. They wanted to go back down just so they can have one team. But anyway, we'll go back to this. It's FK Beograd looking to try and build something here. The Reds really have to work hard here today. Young squad. Some of their key players as well out. Resting after the A-League season has come to conclusion. Can they do something here? Alex Bellastella. Smofiako deals with it quickly.
It's going to be interesting to see if that rain comes at, I think you said about half-time that's expected.
Around then, yes, a slight sprinkle potentially. And the cloud coverage at the moment across the pitch, on top of the pitch, sorry, is nice and clear for the time being. Signorello just calmly takes the ball. He's got a bit of dirt, mud on his fluorescent jersey at the moment. The kit person would be not happy with the job to do after this game as well. Keeping that clean. Konstantopoulos trying to get on the ball. And the Reds playing it back to Oscar Page. Through Kasumovic. Page. He's playing it back. Kasumovic wins the foul.
I'm going to be interested to see how this pitch holds up if that rain does come. Like you said, in that 6-yard box, particularly on the left-hand side, it's pretty muddy in there already. I think a lot of players are spoiled now with the synthetic, which holds up pretty well in the wet. Things might be a little bit more challenging when the rain comes here.
Malawa Nicola. And the Reds really trying to find something. More attendance here tonight, but so much more on the line. You can hear the FK Belgrade Ultras in the background, formed by their juniors. And that link between their young players and their senior team really strengthening this season. Now it's the Reds. Can they do something here? Signorello does very well, but in the end, it gets in. And it's Bailey O'Neill scoring his first goal of the season. And what a goal it was. Signorello got a touch to it, but it wasn't enough to stop it from trickling into the back of the net. And Adelaide United get an early lead down here after 5 minutes at One Solution Park.
Very good start for the visitors. I just came from another game this afternoon where the visitors got up 1-0 pretty early on, so sets you up for something exciting when the home team has to do a little bit of chasing. I think FK Beograd are going to want to do it quickly because, as we said before, that weather coming, condition of the pitch, I don't think it's going to be the easiest game to play, especially as it gets further on. So I think they'd really want to chase early.
What's Pacelli plays it back to Nunn. FK Belgrade have a bit of work to do now. Konstantopoulos through to Pacelli. And what a birthday present it would be to get his team back in front again. His 25th birthday here today. Big happy birthday to Lorenzo Pacelli. Fan favourite. A favourite amongst those in the commentary and media area landscape.
Well, he's one of the commentators, I hear.
Well, he actually made his debut last night. I think he did it strategically on his night before his birthday, so you can say he debuted when he was 24. Anyway, it's sent into the area. Konstantopoulos on the end of it. Oscar Page. Not much needed to secure that one there. Now the Reds. Early lead against Beograd. 3-0 over Comets last week. Clean sheet as well. In terrible conditions. Much like what we saw earlier today. But right now is a lot better than any conditions that they saw last week.
I think it was a bit of a game of patience for the young Reds last week. The goals came late. Adelaide Comets had plenty of opportunities in that instance, but they were lucky enough to wear the onslaught, take their fewer opportunities when they did come, and eventually get a big result with that 3-0.
Konstantopoulos goes short. Back to Konstantopoulos, then Konstantopoulos again. It's the brothers, that's why I'm saying I'm not the same person. It's Konstantopoulos goes for the shot, this one over the crossbar. And those two brothers linking up ever so nicely. Makes our life easier when there's multiple of the same name in the one squad. I'm talking about that as well. Riley Stamp for FK Belgrade on the bench. His brother played for the reserves of LA United just previously. Just been caught off there. Adelaide United, got to be careful. Oh, not Adelaide United, Beograd with Burkett. It was lurking. He knows how to find his way to the back of the net. Scoring 7 so far this season. 2 of those came against Metro Stars. You hear that? The drums in the background, or makeshift drums, I might add, from the FK Ultras, adding a bit of experience, or a bit of noise and atmosphere to this game.
Just saw a slip in the goal square from Cigarello, which was interesting. Just keep in mind that once they do switch ends, probably would have caught a bit more of a battering by then as well. Just something interesting to note.
Malawal Nicola taking the throw in to Burkett. Gone out for a throw. Usually in front of the fans there. Very loud in numbers, but tonight the weather may have something to do with it, but it's just really dwindling down here tonight. However, it is the last fixture of this round, so we may see the second half a few people trickling in from other venues, like just you did previously. You had a half an hour advantage, though.
I did. There was plenty of it was a bit like an exodus from that ground as soon as it finished over at Regency Park. Rain off and on, pretty cold, so I think a lot of people were keen to go inside and warm up.
Comes from the corner. It's sent in. It's quickly cleared from Harrington. Back in possession of the Reds, though, with the throw. Just quieting down slightly here on the bench of the home side. Just trying to work out a way to get back in this match, and just how they managed to let go so early with a Bailey O'Neill goal. That would have hurt. I think it hit the ground, Stuart. Garuccio gets the final touch. It's out for a throw. Been a man behind 4 goals at 4 different venues this year as well, or 4 different clubs, sorry. Scored against City, Playford, Croydon and Beograd. So scored against this side earlier in the year. 2-1 win at Service FM Stadium, which was meant to be originally played at Cooper Stadium. But instead got shifted to Service FM due to extreme heat. Who would have thought the next time they meet each other would be extreme wet conditions?
It's a bit hard to fathom given what the conditions are like, have been like over the last couple of weeks.
I'd much rather take today than I did last week. That hail that came down following Adelaide United's game against Comets. And the Reds again, Battistella. Goes short O'Neill. Konstantopoulos. He's got a few options. Brother Kristen was there as well, but it's throw. Yunkuru. Back to Konstantopoulos. With Jason. None. Battistella. Small touch. O'Neill. From Burkett. Lynch, sorry, not Burkett. Very similar hairstyles, Burkett and Lynch. That's going to get me off a little bit. Get me off guard.
Loose ball just scooped up by FKB. A great hit. Henry Lynch was fighting for it, but
none. Sends it over to Pacelli. Or the Beograd now really trying to get some numbers together. great work to stay on the ball is Malawal Nicola. He's trying to run through. Right in front of the very good eyes of Jaden Betterman running the line today, the referee. Very experienced, officiated on Monday in that big fixture as well. FK Beograd against Raiders, running the line. It's the assistant referee. And we'll be producing on Wednesday night when they play each other again. Can the Reds now be able to make something out of this? Tatu was there. The Reds again playing it from the back. Kasimovic. Nicola. Kasimovic again. The Reds getting a few passes together. Burkett, nice little touch out. Battistella back on the ball for the Reds. Can they do something here? They've got to really try and find a way through. And in the end, Beograd get back on it. Now it's Amlani Tatu chasing the ball down again, but heavy touch, sees it go out before he could even make it. However, the Reds do win the throw. It will be Malawal Nicola taking it. It's one of the best hairstyles gone around in the league, I reckon. Another corner for Adelaide United. Early lead. Looking to try and make this double. Nice little header. Signorello gets a final touch, and we'll go out for a corner. Now the Reds trying to cause a bit of trouble for their opposition here today. As we did mention, whoever wins here today will go into second place. With a 3-point gap. So Beograd need to really try and find their way back into this. Tatu sends it deep. The Reds alive there, but in the end, the header wasn't enough to get past Signorello.
The corners down there and have the potential to be real carnage this afternoon.
Spaselli, little touch. Stays on the ball. It's got Battistella lurking around him. It's done well, and Massimo Falco. And you can probably just hear that in the background. Ayrton Andrioli just telling Burkett, didn't need to do that. But these young players, they're really in their early stages of their careers and learning. And what a guy to learn under as well. Ayrton Andrioli, still the head coach of the NPL side, after being announced the new Adelaide United head coach for the A-League next season. And, well, there are some lightning strikes happening in the distance, so didn't know there was any sign of a thunderstorm coming tonight, but if they do continue, they may have to reassess this game, because I think there's a certain amount of distance that you need to have for games to continue on, but it seems like it's very far away. It's an opportunity, and it's sent in, and it's a great goal from Trimboli. FK Beograd are doing a fantastic way to get back into this game. Scoring his 7th of the year. His 3rd goal in 3 weeks from Trimboli. He is on fire, and he's absolutely got his side back in with a chance after 17 minutes. FK Beograd find the equaliser.
And the supporters pumped up about it. They found their voice again. figured out once again that the signs in front of them make a pretty good drum and all locked up early. This has potential to be just a really scrappy game with plenty of goals, because we're talking about the goal square, that 6-yard box on the left-hand side, but that right one, although it is better, it's not in the best condition. I think Adelaide United youth certainly move the ball really well. The way they link up is great, as we just saw there, but I wonder if it's the sort of game where you really have to take your chances when you can. Well,
here's Bailey O'Neill for the Reds. Back on the ball. They're firing forward. He does well to get around one, and in the end, they just win the corner. This could be an exciting game of football. Both teams eager to get those 3 points.
Yet another corner over on that side as well. Not a comfortable place to be for the FK Beograd defenders, or for Jamie Signorello, who'll certainly have his hands full.
Well, 2 goals in 17 minutes. One for each side on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. For all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions, Malawar Nicola just controls the ball down. Back to Nicola. The Reds again really need to try and compose themselves to get back into this. Because FK Beograd, coming into this game, have a lot of firepower and a great run of football heading into this game today. And Anthony Trimboli on fire, 3 games in a row scoring and getting on the back of the score sheet.
I have a feeling it's going to be a tough afternoon for these young Reds as well, against some big bodies belonging to FK Beograd. The conditions just a little bit more challenging, which means the physicality may become a real factor.
Sent in deep from Gurucho.
I don't think I've seen another lightning strike, but it's very, very dark over in that corner.
Yeah, I would say it's in the south. It's a long distance away. But if it does happen anymore, then thunderstorms can be considered dangerous. But there was no sign of it on the radar at all today. So maybe just a one-off.
What do you think the Adelaide Hills juniors that were playing in the hail last week would think about that?
Well, I don't know how they did it. I was absolutely frozen last week. And I got caught in the tail end of it. But in hindsight, those guys were from the Adelaide Hills. They suffer worse conditions on a weekly basis. It's cold up there in the hills. I know from experience. Signorello. Great game on the weekend. Had clean sheet against arch rivals. Couldn't quite get there. Constantopoulos, the second Constantopoulos out. Gets a little bit of a nutmeg, slightly. In some sense. Page. Couldn't hold on to a clean sheet today.
Ooh.
Well, it's a little bit in that. This game here. There's a lot in it today, so wouldn't put it past it to say that there will be a bit of heat in the second half, especially on the park.
I think if you have KB grad, you do want to do your best just to outmuscle these slick youngsters a little bit. Again, just referring back to the conditions, I think it's going to serve them well to do so. But on the flip side, for a development squad, you want your players to be able to come up against that as well. There's no better way to learn that resilience and that toughness than having to deal with it. I guess that's one of the really good prospects for the fact that these young Reds have to play against full-grown men every single week.
And as we've seen, they quickly progress into the A-League and can tackle those players just like their older teammates do as well, just as well. Really well prepares them. Well, Nyonkuru. It's a bit ironic how I say the Reds, and it's actually Adelaide United wearing an off-white colour, whilst the home side FK Belgrade are wearing a predominantly red jersey. Trimboli does well to find a cross in. It's quickly dealt with, but only as far as Nyonkuru. Only got on the score sheet once so far this season. Valco finds Konstantopoulos. Gets the foul. Wins the foul. It was Fazo Kasimovic, the teenager.
Maybe one of the first times we've seen an FK Beograd player get second best from a bit of a physical interaction.
Well, Fazo's, for his age, big unit. Would say he's probably LA United's tallest player. And could compete with some of the older players in the home side. Back to back with me, he'd probably get me by a few centimetres. Konstantopoulos on the end of it for the FK Belgrade. Goes in, nice little chip in, off the head, and it's alive! And back in the net! Beograd get back in front! And it comes from Udai Kweke. His second goal of the season, scored early against Para Hills, and gets his second against Adelaide United to give his side the lead in an all-important game tonight.
Well, there's an example of how once things get scrappy, it's a pretty dangerous situation. FK Beograd just able to exploit in that situation. It's just the sort of game where you really can't afford to have that ball in your back third too much. So, 3 goals at a pretty early stage. It's going to be interesting to see how Young Reds respond.
The Reds really having to deal with the response of the FK Belgrade side, who, after 5 minutes, let go, went down, but 20 minutes later find themselves in front with a 2-1 scoreline. We can see why these two teams are currently sitting on equal second. However, now on the live ladder shows that FK Belgrade sit comfortably in second with a 3-point buffer above the Reds. There's Konstantopoulos. Plays it out. Can they do something again? Belgrade have really got that momentum going now. You can feel something else brewing. It's Kweke.
I think this is a recipe for a really, really tough test for Young Reds. Although already they find themselves, after being up, being 1 down. But the pitch, not the smooth sort of surface they're used to having. Their quick passing game
It's
is a little
Konstantopoulos.
more difficult here.
Does well. He's got a couple of options. Chooses to go in, and it's Malawal Nicola. In the end, just composed himself nicely in the back.
Yeah, just going back to that point, it's the sort of game that's going to favour the grittier team. Young Reds just looking like they're under siege a little bit here.
Trimboli trying to make some damage. He gets in. It's Pacelli. Can he do something here, Pacelli? And it's dealt with. And now for a corner.
Just looking like an arm wrestle at this stage, and unfortunately, Young Reds aren't the team that's looking the better. Again, I think on a really slick surface where they're able to do their really quick passing game, it's an environment that suits them, but I think this is the opposite this afternoon, and I don't think it's going to get any easier for them throughout this 90 minutes. On the flip side, chance to put themselves to the test.
All the corner to be taken. Last time I was at this venue, the Ultras were just beginning. And they're getting behind their side as it gets sent in. Off the head. Stanisic was there. Very tall player. I would say he's actually around the same height as Kasumovic. Yeah, there they are, the Ultras. And ultra loud as well.
They're making themselves known. They're probably about the same age as most of these young Reds players.
Yes. It's good to see. This is the type of stuff that local football is all about, isn't it? The young crowds getting behind their senior sides. Because one day they will be in this team as well.
Yeah,
is what they're striving for.
I'd like to see more of it too. Just these young players that are really, really engaged with their senior sides. They certainly bring the atmosphere. Got a bit of energy, a bit of noise. It just tends to give everyone a bit of a lift.
Well, we've got the FK Ultras there, and just about 15 metres to their right, there's the FKW squad as well, the LA United supporters as well. Been supporting the Reds and the youth team for some time now at every single venue. There's always that core 3 to 4 of them that travel rain, hail or shine. And literally last week in the hail, Batistella. As the Reds, they build up again into the area. It's dealt with by none. And he's as far as Koike. Now, this is a good game of football on our hands. In that far corner, though, you can see off camera, it's really starting to get dark in the sky. It does look like there's some storm clouds brewing, so we may get a bit of rain. There's been no thunder, but there was a slight little lightning strike in the far distance, so let's just hope that thunderstorm, if there is one, or showers, just holds off for the next hour or so. O'Neill. Vinko Stanisic. Some big games today as well, with fixtures seeing LA Comets go down 3-1 away from home to Croydon. Playford 3-2 win over Campbelltown City. Whilst LA Croatia Raiders, a red card to their goalkeeper, sees them go down 2-0 to Metro Stars. And the live ladder, as it stands, FK Beograd are currently 3 points above LA United in second place. 8-point gap between them and first place Metro Stars. Croydon FC, after their win today as well, heading into this fixture here today, so half an hour ago, all on equal 24 points. So if either side loses today and it's not a draw, the losing side will be on equal points with Croydon in that third, fourth place. So it's starting to get very tight at the top. And a win here today for either side will really just try and bring that buffer in, which is much needed for that second place. Because first place starting to shape up as Metro Stars zone. But Metro Stars have lost one game this season. It's come against FK Beograd. So if anyone's going to be able to try and close that gap between first and second, you'd say it would be the home side here today. Adrian DeLoya. The Reds playing it through the back. Finds Konstantopoulos. Does well, a little turn. Back onto the ball. He's got space up front to try and get around. And in the end, just loses the ball to O'Neill. And there's LA United try and find their way through forward. Some good names on the bench as well for FK Beograd. Riley Stam and Jared Clark. So some big players that can still bring on in that second half. So some firepower, whilst Adelaide United still have some good players on the bench, but nothing to the same level. Got Fabian Gorelli, some experienced players, and also you look at Busasa as well, who has some history on this surface as well. Last year when he played for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, just that little bit of fire that came into it as well. Passion for playing against the rivals. So this is his first game back at this venue since that game.
I thought he was effective last week as well, Busasa. He's probably a player that's got a bit more physical presence. Sort of stands out in that realm in this young red side. The pace of this game certainly slowed down a little bit now. United just sort of a bit more content to hold some possession and just be patient. I think the conditions certainly call for it. The coach is a little bit more vocal now, just giving a few more instructions. Fairly calmly doing it though.
Page sends it along to Massimo Falco off his head. Constantopoulos with a nice little touch. It goes astray though. It was picked up by Henry Lynch. It's Lynch again. Sorry, Burkett this time around. It's Amlani Tattoo. With a heavy ball that just goes straight out for a goal kick. And those clouds, well, those skies have definitely gone from what looked like a nice little light purple colour tinge. Some would say lavender. Have turned to black. And then, as I say it, it starts sprinkling. Wow. It's raining. It's raining. As I said it. It's commentator's curse, isn't it? It's raining, it's pouring, and if you're watching this game, you're definitely not snoring because there's a lot of action happening on the pitch here today. And it's Constantopoulos. A great ball through. Trimboli. Anthony Trimboli, as that rain is pouring, was almost about to score a goal for his second time this game. And that rain's really started to come down. Thank God I put that tarp up earlier. Because we're going to get a little bit protected up here.
Yeah, we're nice and dry at the minute. And you can see the United bench all rugged up.
But just for those, for a bit of context, we're in a scaffold commentating this game. So there are some trips and some holes, but for the large part, we got a little bit of tarp. And we got some chivaps on the end of the tunnel as well, which I got confirmed that are waiting for us. So that's the best bit. As we see the Reds now trying to find their way through on that right-hand side, but couldn't do too much in the end. That rain's really starting to pelt down now. You can see it with that light as well. Not too heavy, but it's consistent.
The Beograd Ultras don't seem too concerned. They haven't even got an umbrella. But then again, when you're that age, do you need one?
Nah. What's an umbrella when you're a youngster? When you're 31 like me, or geez, no, 30. I'm not 31 yet. I'm 31 in 2 weeks. Wow. I'm not that old. Got to milk it as long as I can.
I reckon you're a teenager. You wouldn't be caught dead with an umbrella.
Nah, what's an umbrella? I wouldn't be caught with a jumper. Now I've got 10 of them standby in my car. You can never predict the conditions. So Reds try and keep the ball in. Boy, the end was out.
I see some bare knees on the FK Beograd bench, which is a bold move.
Free kick, sorry. So was that bare knees? Yeah.
Some bare knees. Adelaide United players just a little bit more rugged up.
There's that rain starting to come down now ever so consistently. Well, we're definitely not got... Lucky we went to a toilet run before the game kicked off because there's no way I'm running in this.
Oh, this is going to become a sloppy game.
Yes.
You wait.
Big shout out to the players and the referees as well. Having to deal with this whilst umbrellas. You can see where there's people because there's umbrellas under it, on top of them, sorry.
To the crowd's credit, though, they're still out there. They haven't done the exodus to the club rooms.
And the colour coordination has been pretty good as well. There's some red, white, blue. Well, we've just got to play it down at the moment. So referee just trying to sort things out.
Nice battle on the near side. It's really enjoyable to see these young players from Adelaide United put to the test. I think ultimately it is a development side and you want to see them challenged consistently. Best possible thing for their growth. God, it's picked up a bit, hasn't it?
It has. Just got to protect these cables here, so I'm just going to do some slight work on the side. Because it's crazy how much it's picked up. We were talking about potential of rain, and now there's no potential. It's raining.
So throwing for FK Beograd here, they've chosen the short option. I'm perhaps a little bit surprised about that. And these conditions, given how slippery it's likely to get really, really quickly on this grass pitch, I think you'd really just try your luck and see what you can do. And the rain's only getting heavier now. 39 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. It's been a pretty quick half, to be honest, with 3 goals. Sent in.
Going to do something here. Not quite. I was trying to fix that and I just wet my whole arm. And I did nothing in the end. Anyway, this rain is really just causing a bit of havoc. To the spectators at least, but they're dealing with it all right. The rain's pouring, but those ultras are just not stopping, are they? As Trimboli. Nice little pass. Trimboli again. A little one to Baselli. Trying to gift him a birthday present. And wow, you can't even see the other side of the pitch from where we're standing.
It's quietly, I think these Adelaide United youngsters are enjoying this rain a little bit. Seems like they've sort of fired up a little bit now since it started coming down.
We did just mention just moments ago how the younger you are, the less likely you are to wear an umbrella. So Adelaide United, if that's a true statement, Adelaide United are going to be soaking it up. Pardon the pun. I hope I got my receipt for that tub. It's not doing a good job. As Trimboli, he gets it on his left. Can he do it here? And a great save from Oscar Page, I believe. It's gone out for a corner. But wow, Trimboli is really just adding that little bit of an impact for FK Beograd. These last few rounds as well, just a shining light for the side. And tonight, just really trying to be that extra number one person to make that difference. Got on the back of the scoreline, onto the score sheet earlier, into the back of the net, mixing those two lines together. But now, just really trying to make that extra impact to extend that lead heading into that halftime break.
I didn't see that touch from Oscar Page, but it's a FK Beograd corner now, and another real opportunity.
And it's sent in. It's deep into the area. Again, another corner. The Reds just getting a little bit of danger now. Beograd are really just going to try and take this opportunity. A lot of experience in the side as well. Well, Coach Adrian Deloy just giving a bit of an idea what to do to his side. It's taken. It's in. Just a slight head. And will be a goal keep this time around. Come off the head of a Beograd player. Yeah, Tarp's not done a good job at all.
The rain looks like it's just lightened up a little bit. It's just like a fine little mist at the moment. It's just going to soak these players through and make them really cold. See, Signorello, we're in the highlighter yellow on the opposite side. He's doing a couple jumps to try to stay warm before.
It's Burkett. Offside. He was quickly called. The ones you feel for as well, the referees, especially the ones that don't have to run too much. If the ball stays far up, then someone like the assistant referee in Jaden or the likes will have to really try and keep warm while they wait for the ball to come down their end. There's a lot of experience in this officials lineup here today. It's not a fixture known to get rowdy, especially with young kids of LA United. But we do know it does get heated a little bit with some of the players as well, especially with the history between Frank Frisasa and his side last year as well. It's a passionate young player. And that passion sometimes just gets the better of you as a young player. As the Reds again trying to defend here. Did come off for a defender, but it was all good for Oscar Page to save.
It was a nice dive from him regardless.
And now it's on the other end. It's Garuccio plays it out. Can the Reds now get on the counter? Battistella. He tries to find a run through. And it comes off the side netting. And will be a corner in the end, maybe in a deflection on the way in as well. And that rain is looking in slow motion, which is to the delight of myself. And it's starting to slow down. And those unlovely black skies are starting to turn a tinge of blue as the sun sets over South Australia. Well, this football action here tonight, absolutely spectacular in some areas, and in some, just a little bit quiet. Well, I reckon I've got more water on myself than I have consumed today as well, so stay hydrated, people. Konstantopoulos, a great ball to himself. He makes a run through. He's got a little space ahead of him. Tries to get it out. Goes a little bit wide. Strimboli gets on the end of it. Can I do something here? They do! And there we have it. Konstantopoulos makes it 3 for the FK Beograd, celebrating with the Ultras. And the Reds trail now by 2 goals after taking an early lead. Somehow they've let go of it, and Beograd are flying into the halftime break with a 2-goal buffer.
Yeah, and they've gone straight over to their young supporters to give them something extra to cheer about. They've stayed out there during this first half in the rain. And that's exactly, well, it's an exact example of just taking advantage of these conditions here. Intercepted that ball and just took advantage of that scrappiness there. Page had no hope whatsoever of saving that.
Well, it's Christian Konstantopoulos' second goal of the season and second in 2 weeks. So, second in 1 week, actually, because they played on Monday. He scored his first goal and comes back and scores again today. So, what a way to do it.
So, a bit of a task here for the young Reds to pick themselves up and just recompose themselves. It'll be interesting to see if they look any different when they come out for the second half, if the tactics sort of evolve a little bit. But in that instance, really punished for the mistake. That was that ball being intercepted around the middle of the park.
Now it's Niankuru back on the ball. Konstantopoulos back to his brother. Finds it back to himself now. Can Konstantopoulos do something here again? He did it earlier, found his brother. And as Pacelli gets on the ball, it's half-time. And he'll be disappointed on his birthday. And it's half-time, 3-1 to FK Beograd. And what a first half of football it has been. FK Beograd taking the lead after going down 1-0. One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And what a game of football. RAA, proud supporters of football in South Australia.
Yeah, good half there. Wet into it. I mean, we saw the Young Reds tested a little bit, but FK Beograd just making the most of difficult situations, just using their physicality to get on top in the end. Absolutely.
Well, that's first half of football. What a game it's been so far. A little bit of rain, a little bit of goals, and a lot of entertainment. Don't go anywhere. It is Johnny Keko and Simon Jimenez bringing you all the action. We'll be back on the other side.
Johnny? Yeah. The tarp collected water, so you must have dropped a fair bit on you.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
And he's done so, and he's made it 2-0. Contender for goal of the week. He noticed Magello off his line, and he's chipped him for about 25 yards out and taken a 2-0 lead.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
what I'm excited about the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans through sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Ryan with the free kick. Hangs off Cameron Woodford's. Oh, what a save. What a save by Cody Ostreich.
Lining up. Sent into the area. And it's great save there from Woodlands. And we'll give another corner in the end, but
have all 3 points tonight. Although, still possible opportunities. Joy Kingburn with the header. And Vaughan, I think, had to make that save.
Hit it and does. And it forces a great save from Magetto there and pushes it wide for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Has a little bit of space, takes it down nicely, plays a nice sweet ball to Millie Scott. Scott on the run now has a shot, and she's beaten her opponent to the far post and opened the score for Metro United. Fine goal by Millie Scott, and it's 1-0 in the One World LED Sportal scoreboard. Rushes aside, Gray comes out to Hadaj.
He finds Mansueto at the far side. She's onside. Nice touch by Mansueto to pass her opponent. She struck that beautifully. And Metro United have got themselves back ahead after some fine work on the far side of Victoria Mansueto. It's 2-1.
Back to Noto again, just putting a ball into the centre. Could this make it number 5? Good save from Lucas.
That ball clipped over from Rojas. The flag has stayed down. Rojas to restore Flinders' lead. Saved. The edge of the penalty area, you would imagine. And the ball might break here. Box! Oh, great save, Jenner. It might still fall for Box.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, Football SA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up, and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with Football SA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given a professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 25 years.
Welcome back to the home of FK Beograd. A big game still to go. Second half of football to kick off. One Solution Park, Frank Mitchell Park, FK Beograd, Adelaide United. The birthday boy, Lorenzo Baselli, kicking us back off for his final 45 minutes. The home side take the lead at half-time, 3-1. After Adelaide United took the early lead, and here they go again. Can they do something here? Trimboli does well to maintain possession of the ball. The Reds try to keep it in, but it goes out for a corner. Your matchday commentator, Johnny Keko, can welcome in Simon Jimenez. Simon, big second half to come.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Adelaide United come out, I think, in particular. They're a quick, slick passing team, and that hasn't really suited the conditions tonight. So, a couple of changes. It'll be interesting to see if the gameplay adjusts a little bit as well.
We'll go over those changes in a moment. As it's sent in deep, the Reds trying to struggle to keep it out. It's Kweke who couldn't quite do it. Who scored that goal earlier to kick off. FK Belgrade's run back in.
Got another corner here, so another dangerous moment. It seems like Adelaide United haven't really been prepared to deal with the messiness in front of goal.
Beograd, second time round. As Oscar Page does very well flying into the air. There's some fans driving past in a van. Must be a football fan if you're in a van. Most of them are tradies these days.
What a conclusion to draw. Fan in a van.
Still going. You can hear in the background. We love local football, don't we? It's all what it's all about here in the suburbs. Now those double substitution for Adelaide United at halftime break. Ayrton just trying to change things up a bit. Alex Balasilla coming off alongside Vinko Stanisic. And they included youngster Frank Busasa as well as Mohamed Hassan. So the Reds just making a couple of changes into the second half.
I think Battistella in particular, he's not the biggest player, so I think maybe struggling a little bit in these conditions with the physicality. I think Busasa in general is just a little bit stronger. And Hassan, just looking at him as well, I think that's the case with him too. A little bit more body size, a little bit more strength. Probably suits these trying conditions that, I've got to say, FK Beograd are playing to perfectly. Busasa launches off that left boot.
It's Lynch. Now, can FK Belgrade fight for the run down on the right side? He's come out, Page. He's got to be careful not to turn this over, the Reds. Trimboli's on fire today.
I was really confident from Page. Fancied his feet rather than just putting it out.
Baselli does well to get the ball over, but just doesn't quite get onto the end of it once again.
Come on, Fred. Come on. Hey, Fred. Drop the shoulders and go. Face it.
Trimboli just putting his body in the way. Now the Reds try to stay up, but it's that rain as well, just not adding to it as well. The slipperiness of that turf. It's not the best. It's hard to run on at the best of times. Looks slightly injured in the end of that one. Kweke. Not Kweke, sorry. That's Kweke now on the ball. And can he do something here? Busasa. Busasa tries to find the ball through. And it goes out temporarily out of action for a throw-in whilst we have stop and play. Just to quickly check up. Looks like it's Konstantopoulos just getting a quick check up. I think he may have pulled something whilst he was tumbling over. Obviously when the turf is very slippery, as we witnessed at halftime, I was going to say hello to A-League champion, most recently crowned Dakota Oshnam in the crowd. And as I went to go and shake his hand, I slipped on the mud or on the turf and foot went straight into a puddle. But it just really shows how slippery and dangerous it is out there. I almost pulled a muscle myself.
How embarrassing in front of an A-League champion too.
I know. How did I do that? But
you should have worn your studs. Looks like we maybe
give some, you lose some, unfortunately.
Looks like we're getting ready for a change here. little bit of confusion on the park at the moment. It's an Andrioli just wondering why the player hasn't come off. Meanwhile, FK Beograd just preparing their sub. Lani Tatu. Nice little.
And Signorello gets a touch to it. And second one, the opportunity gets it out wide. And it will be a corner for the Reds. It's the second best opportunity. But Signorello really did it well to try and prevent that from going in the back of the net. And now the Reds will get that corner to take.
Interesting to see their subs making a little bit of difference early. It was Hassan that was involved with that one.
And it's whipped in. Near post. Konstantopoulos on the end of it. And it's a free kick for the home side.
That was a really quick challenge. Didn't get a great look at it. It all happened so quickly, to be honest. I'll be interested to go back and have a quick little look at it. Everyone flying in.
It's been a good game of football so far.
Just looked like a really awkward challenge in the end, to be completely honest. Just the way both players felt. Nothing to come of it, though, except that free kick.
It's played out. Now the Reds get back onto the end of it. They're looking to fire forward. Can they do something now? Got to try and be very dangerous, because as this game goes on, we've got just under 40 minutes left to play. And there's a long way to go. 3 goals needed for the win for LA United.
Can we just talk about that airtime for a second, though? A big challenge and some big hang time off of it. Those players sliding in seem to have a lot of momentum behind them on this wet deck.
I can tell you from experience. I know what it's like. My right wet foot can tell you. Shouldn't have worn my best chinos today either. Anyway. I'll have to get YD on as a sponsor of myself for chinos moving forward. But anyway, there goes out for a throw. In front of that FK Ultras. It's really adding that extra 12th man to the side today as well. It always does, having a crowd behind you as players, you know. Gives you that motivation to know that someone's there supporting you and to hear it behind you. It's a great opportunity again for Malual Nicola. All the way back, chased up by the very young Joe Gariccio. Well, everyone's very young. He's probably one of the oldest ones in the side as well. And sent in from distance.
It's great to see Adelaide United just having a little bit of control of this game now and getting some shots off. That was one from well out from Amlani Tatu, but I sort of alluded to in the first half, when it's wet conditions, not easy for the keeper, you may as well try your luck, even if it is from a way out. The Suns is trying to apply some pressure really high.
It's 55 minutes of play gone so far. Neon Curry with a head to it, controls it down to Belgrade to maintain possession. And we'll win the throw right on the halfway mark. I wasn't hungry earlier, but this football started to make me very hungry.
Hot chips were the order of the day at Regency Park earlier today, and you can see why.
I had some homemade sausage down at amateur side, Croydon Cougars earlier as well. So Croydon Cougars were playing USC Lions. They had some homemade sausage and a warm Italian coffee. Can't go wrong with that. That's what we love about local football. It's controlled by the Reds. His legs go flying in from all directions as the Reds now just try and find their way through. Busasa, can he do something here? He caused a bit of havoc last year. They came up against the side for his former side, Raiders, and that way it swung in was beautifully done, just way off target, but just the way it glided up in the air and just came down nicely in that nice direction. That was on target. That would have been on target for a goal of the week as well, contender.
Yeah, I would love to have seen how close it was in the end, because when he initially hit it, it looked like it was miles off, but it came back aggressively.
It's almost like a boomerang, the way it came back down. Just flew in nicely, glided back down. But if you can control those better, he would be looking at getting himself a lot more in those goal of the weeks as well. And could just make that difference for the Reds. And they could be back in it if that was more on target. As Pacelli on the other end now, he fights. Harrington.
Andreoli's a lot more vocal in the second half, just trying to will his teams on. Moments of frustration when they've missed shots. He's pretty sedate during the first half, but he's got plenty to say now.
Well, you can see how focused he was in the tunnel at half-time as well, as we're having a chat with him. Just really trying to focus himself on how they can get back into this side, into this game against a strong side. There's a lot of work it's cut out for him as we get a whiff of Chavaps. Smells fantastic, actually. But the wind direction just changed.
It really does.
Busasa. Nicola. Spacelli. Little touch over, looking for Trimboli on the end of it. But in the way of it was Thierry Phillips.
There's real fire about Adelaide United right now. It's a lot more urgency in what they're doing. Getting some pretty stern instructions, both from the bench and from their captain in Thierry Phillips.
In the end, Ayrton Andreoli wasn't impressed with the way that finished up in the end. Look into the sky, and all you can see is darkness because it's 6 o'clock.
I was just thinking that's a pretty morbid way of putting it when it is just night time now.
Play on words, mate. None. And great work done from Neon Kuri. Back out to Pacelli. Great first touch, it looked like, but in the end, it was dealt with from Satiri Phyllis. Pacelli, very well done to get the ball back for his side. Can they do something now with it? They've really got to try and work hard. It's Neon Kuri. Controls it. Beautifully spots Pacelli in a great position. Just out wide, it's got Nicola to try and get around. Can he do it himself, though? He tries to find some space as well. And it's Konstantopoulos swings it in! And just out wide. It will be a goal kick, but man, that was a great opportunity from the man himself, Konstantopoulos.
Oscar Page absolutely set flight to get to that one. Was wide of the post in the end, but not a bad effort from such a way out.
The way they're playing tonight as well, you can see they're a top two side, FK Beograd. They're just really, really striving for it, and they've got one game ahead of them and one step away from the national stage. Something that would mean so much to this club as well. And the Croatia Raiders have done it into the original Australia Cup back in the early days before it got revamped into what we know now as the Australia Cup and previously FFA Cup. But that was a long, long time ago. Whilst FK Beograd have yet to play in this cup and really, really want to be a part of it, and to do so against their rivals this weekend. And winning tonight would really just give him that extra motivation and chance to do so. It's quick turn around and sends it over the crossbar, but they're really just firing him at him at the moment. And FK Beograd, they're really going to capitalise on it very soon, and Adelaide United are going to go from, well, bad from what to worse if they can not stop them.
I think the way Adelaide United will be playing the second half, I feel like they could get one back. Having said that, though, Koike's attempt is then extraordinary. Seemed to have his back to goal, and he's turned so quickly and immediately got a really good strike on it. So impressive. Here come Beograd. They're trying to build something a little bit here, take that momentum.
It's Konstantopoulos earliest on the score sheet. Man with the gloves. The right idea in these conditions as well. It's going to be Harrington to come up for the throw. Kind of looks like FK Beograd doing the nut push the way they're warming up at the moment. It kind of does. Now, picture that. I wish the camera was on him.
Bit of a line dance.
Yeah. They're doing some stretches, much important, and that's why they're playing the way they play, because they got the right fitness in place, I believe, this season. They got it right, bringing in Joshua Smith. He's done very well from my ties. But it is a Saturday night, so crank the tunes later on and do some nut bush. I would be doing the nut bush if I was 3-0 up, the 3-1 up over Adelaide United as well, come 90-minute mark, obviously.
So you reckon they're warming up for the dance floor?
Maybe. It's a Saturday night in Woodville. And also just down the road as well, there is a Grease night happening tonight, which I'm heading to later, so there'll be some dancing down there, that's for sure. Some summer nights, as opposed to this winter night that we're experiencing right now. You can join me if you want. You can be my Sandy to my Danny.
I always thought you were more of a Kaniki.
Yeah. Kinda. You do strike me as a Rizzo as well. So anyway. As we get back to this action.
Henry Lynch did really well just to pluck that one a second ago, right from the feet of Trimboli.
Talking about Greece as well. Can we see some Greece lightning from one of these two teams to try and strike into action and get back into it for the Red's sake, or FK Beograd just really capitalise on this lead and this momentum as well. Baselli, birthday boy, as he makes a run through. 25 years old. Gets the foul, and then a yellow to Frank Bisasa.
He's going to be careful.
Composing himself, though, the way he just reacted to that.
Yeah, he was a little bit sort of fired up when he got dispossessed before. Then he went straight in for that tackle. So he's just going to be a little bit careful, not get too distracted by the other goings on, and just stay focused on what he's doing. Little switch happening for Adelaide United as well, as they always do. Blani Tatu, Frank Bisasa just switching wings.
Konstantopoulos, as he lines up behind the ball. Not to be mistaken with his brother, Kristen. This is Jason. Scored 4 goals himself this season. Scored last week. This time he's going to try and assist someone else in the side. But it's not to happen in this instance. Does well there. Nyankuru for Beograd. None. Very well done in the end. Just loses the ball by the end of it. The Reds back onto the ball again. The halfway line. The rain stopped down here. It's now great conditions for football. Looks like they will be going to their bench, FK Beograd. So we hear calls from the sidelines for Jared Clark, the experienced player. Played very well in recent times as well. Has some great ball skills at half-time. I was watching him, just the way he was dribbling and juggling the ball as well. Called him out for showing off, but why wouldn't you if you can do that?
Yeah, his touch was on point tonight. He's looking very good.
So it will be handy on the park as well for FK Beograd. Could be what they need just to get that little bit of extra oomph to try and extend that lead to 4. He's warming up on the sidelines. Henry Lynch is not looking great after that, is he? Just trying to walk it off ever so slowly.
Yeah, was grasping his ankle. He's slowly trying to walk it off, but he's doing so very slowly.
Unless he's playing games here, because look at him. Looks like he's trying to get into that space. I reckon he's playing games.
Dark arts.
Let's see. Yeah, Nyonkuru was having a close eye on him. There we go. Does run into that area. Goes. Oh, Signorello read it well, but in the end, goes into the side netting. But there's a little bit of direction there. Bottom corner. And in the end, now for a goal kick, sorry. And it will be time for FK Beograd to use that substitution. Jared Clark coming on. As the referee comes over to chat with him, it will be Kristen Konstantopoulos who scored that goal earlier to make it 3. And what a great game he's had. Scored 2 goals in a matter of 2 weeks against his arch rivals and against Adelaide United to help what could be his side get into second place and overtake Adelaide United here tonight. What a game he has had heading into Wednesday night, where they take on their arch rivals once again for a chance to get on the national stage. And Jared Clark makes his way into the side, hoping to try and be that extra little influence to extend the lead of his side. Obviously a former Adelaide United youth player as well. Baselli does well, finds Trimboli, got a poor little touch to it in the end. It was a little bit too far forward, but it's now fallen in the hands of the Reds. Nicola, a poor touch. There's Jared Clark, back on the ball again, out to Trimboli. Can they do something now, the Beograd? Baselli, a little one to Quoke, and just collided in the end. It's come off second best there. It's Terry Phyllis.
Koike is shaking his head, but that's not your traditional looking challenge.
No.
He sort of...
It glided in.
I was thinking, you know when you do the bomb into a swimming pool during summer? It sort of looked like he tried to do that into the body of Phyllis. So.
Well, this pitch was almost a swimming pool moments ago when it was raining.
He got confused. So I think it was... he shook his head, but... What's happening here?
Looks like Terry Phyllis may have some
blood in the mouth.
Yeah, blood on the shirt, actually. So they're just rinsing it off. He has to come off momentarily.
One of the strangest challenges I've ever seen.
So if they're wearing their home strip, they wouldn't be seeing that. Lynch.
Phyllis a little bit frustrated now that he can't go straight on.
The captain of the Reds. Lynch chases the ball back for Page. Still unable to come on. It's Terry Phyllis. It's the Reds now. Going to try and defend this from FK Beograd. They're still waiting for him to come on. Signorello controls it, finds none. A lot of pressure being put on now. Red's still down to 10 men. Terry Phillips just waiting for that moment to be called back on from the referees. Then they're waiting for the ball to go out of play. And now Trimboli. It's got to hope that it doesn't give them a chance to get back and make a larger lead for the Reds. For the Belgrade, sorry. Spaselli. Nice ball through. Can they do something here? Calls for the penalty. It's not given. It will be a corner. And then Satiri Phillips can make his way back in now to help defend this corner.
He was really frustrated in that he couldn't get on earlier, and imagine if they had conceded a penalty there as a result of that desperate tackle. They did well in the end, just put it over. There was a little bit of a shout for that pen, but I think overall won the ball well. Nonetheless, they're not out of danger because they do have this corner kick to contend with in a pretty muddy 6-yard box.
And sent in. And it's from distance again. And it falls to Page from Massimo Falco. Jason Urello.
It's been such a different effort from Adelaide United youth in the second half. Although they haven't had a lot of opportunities in the last 10 minutes or so. They came out with a few different opportunities, but they'll try to do something here. However, Burkett will get to it second. Lynch. Burkett. Garuccio.
They try and build something up. Adelaide United just really got a lot of work cut out for them.
Still quite an intense, pretty physical game here.
Just waiting for that throw to be retaken. Only 17 minutes remaining down here, plus any additional time. You'd say it'd be at least 3 minutes at this point in time. Trimboli. It's out for a throw. Again.
That's right where you slipped over before.
Yes, it is. Bad memories. Right in front of a champion of the A-League. Can't believe it. Also a former Adelaide United player, Dakota Oshingham, and former FK Belgrade player. Only played a few games here at the start of the season before getting the call-up under Paul Pesos and Vidmar. As an injury replacement. None. With a nice little header. Signorello comes out, calls for the ball. Does well in the end. He had Banjak there as well, ready to make a clearance, but just took things into his own hands.
It was well read by Signorello because Hassan was sort of misjudged and initially sort of hesitated. Would have been on for a chance there had it been the other way around.
It's Clark. Just took him down in the moment. Talking about the height of players earlier, Jared Clark will come into the equation as well. I think Faisal Kasimovic may, well, I reckon for his age, Faisal would be matching it with Jared.
Possibly, I think Jared Clark's just maturity showed there as well. Just a well-timed professional foul to deny that fast break.
He's definitely the most mature-looking player on the park as well, with his silver fox hairstyle. It's not the first time I've said that. He said that to me. He's given me the approval to say that.
I was just laughing about the Beograd supporters.
How good is it?
As soon as there's a United player in front of him, just
they are fantastic
turning up the volume
to really add atmosphere down here at Frank Mitchell Park. Now it's Trimboli. Can they give him something else to celebrate as well? Another goal, maybe. It's Trimboli again. He tries to fight through. Satiri Phyllis is there and does a very quick clearance. And eventually finds itself out for a throw to the away side. That crowd built up. It looks like the bar inside is completely emptied out as everyone comes out for the final dry part of this match. Nicola, Maluau. Nicola. I could got that one. I couldn't have made that worse if I tried. Nicola.
Cruccio to signal for that one. A little bit late looking for him.
Well, there's another opportunity to redeem myself. Maluau Nicola plays it out. He does very well. We found Tatu, and it's just at the end. It's gone out for a goal kick.
Whenever he has the ball at his feet, Amani Tatu, you just wait for something special to happen. I think write that name down and remember it for the future. He's already had some involvement with the Australian national team at junior level. He's a potential future Socceroo. Certainly got
and for his age as well,
future ahead of him. Well,
18 this year, so
is he even? I think he's only
18 this
17.
Year. I'm pretty sure he's 18 this year.
I might have to look it up.
According to Dribble, it's 18 this year.
Yeah, right, there you go.
There's Baselli, who's 25 today, not this year. He was 16 when he made his debut, I believe. Harrington, who's a barber. So if you need a haircut, he's not only a good footballer, Trimboli in the end gets knocked over. Sorry, that was Baselli, not Trimboli. I reckon Harrington cuts everyone's hair because they all got similar haircuts. And great haircuts as well,
That'd
mate.
be really useful, actually, having a barber in your team.
Yeah. I don't need a barber. I've got a hairdresser. I get a massage and all.
Oh, watch out. Fancy.
It's an hour treatment, so... Got the long curly hair. It's a little bit of a heavy touch, but controlled though from Nicola out to Satiri Phyllis. Now, Adelaide United working out from the back. Fazo Kasumovic plays it out to Lynch. Can they do something here? Mohamed Hassan. A look up. They find the opportunity. Garuccio is there. Signorelli read that well. He gets a hand to it.
Not a bad ball in and not bad positioning from Garuccio, but I think really wouldn't have been an issue with Signorello coming in over the top.
Really smell that barbecue now, can't you?
Every now and then we get that, just that wave of it.
It's Jared Clark fighting his hardest. Signorello is coming out far. Goes for the long ball. Harrington. And Vaselli does well. Garuccio. And it will be a substitution for the home side, FK Belgrade. Maybe a double substitution, actually. With, well, the goal scorer, the one, the only, Anthony Trimboli, who scored 3 goals in 3 games, scoring one early tonight. And the other goal scorer, Kwoke, both coming off and being replaced by Maksim Ivanic and Riley Stam. So really going to make things a little bit different for these final moments in this fixture. Most two that have come off and rested have both had a great game so far as well. Anthony Trimboli, he's just been having a great run of games heading into this weekend. So maybe now it's time for Adrian Deloya to just rest some of the players. They got a big game on Wednesday. They played on Monday, had a 6-day turnaround. They've got to turn things back around in 4 days' time to play well, a game of a lifetime for some of these players as well. So to get back on the national stage for themselves individually and for the club for the first time.
They brought on the tall timber in this second half, FK Beograd. There's some big boys on there. Ivanic just was in front of the camera a second ago. His height sort of stands out. You got Jared Clark's come on in the second half.
It's Riley Stam as well.
Yeah. Milani Tatu.
He sends it in. Oh, Signorello, what a save. He puts a fist behind it and sends it for a corner. But it's moments like that that just really saves his side from letting go of a 2-goal advantage. And now Adelaide United take it quickly. It's short. It's sent in again. Clark with the head. Out to Basasa. Mohamed Hassan tries to get on the end of it. And now it's Oscar Page who comes out to retrieve it. Cool, calm, collected.
Well, we said before, as soon as Milani Tatu gets the ball, you feel like something special's going to happen. He's got magic in his right foot. You saw both from his shot and even his cross as well. Such a good touch.
Quick look up. Spots him. Tatu. And will win the corner as the ball goes to the dog park. Well, it's a dog move. That ball to go over there.
That one might have been a stretch.
Milani Tatu. He scored a hat-trick so far this season and scored last week versus the Comets. Wants to make an impact here as well. His side needs a little bit more work to do in the final 7 minutes remaining to get back into this. At this stage, FK Beograd currently second place on the ladder. Can they still maintain it? The way things are going, can't see the Reds getting a goal anytime soon. Whilst FK Beograd just really struggling to try and get that impact on the final end, or make it count at least. And there's that clapping, the chanting, the banging, the support from the FK Ultras. Could it be that extra bit that they need to get them over the line? Let's hope we see them on Wednesday night. Get your tickets, because Adelaide United tonight are letting go of that second place to FK Beograd, who will be on a high heading into their big game on Wednesday night. So get your tickets at footballsa.com.au/tickets. Beograd taking on their rivals, who they beat 3-0 on Monday at a neutral venue of Service Fem Stadium. Tatu with a great little touch out. Garuccio, can he do something? Garuccio got his left! And great defending. In the end, they couldn't get it past. Still alive, falls to none. Finds Stam. But in the way was Lynch. Stu Phyllis, Clark, Pacelli, Nyonkuru. Poor touch in the end. Gives it to Burkett. Nicola. Mohamed Hassan. Out to Burkett. Burkett with a shot! And it's Signorello. Read that well. In the right place at the right time.
Moving it really, really well at times, Adelaide United. It's looking a lot more fluid in this second half. Maybe not trying to be so slick with it, but just haven't been rewarded for those efforts just as of yet.
Sent out. Well, what a game of football it's been so far. Just the 5 minutes remaining here tonight between these two sides. Adelaide United have a bit of work to try and get back in it. Burkett coming off, being replaced by Ali Motashami. It's out for throat. Can they do something, the Reds, now? In the final moments, Garuccio wins for a kick.
Looks like Edson Andrioli's still expecting to see more. He's trying to energise his team at the moment. Got Tattoo getting ready to take this one alongside Garuccio. Garuccio's just fallen off now, so we'll see what magic Tattoo can produce off his right foot in this occasion.
And it's sent in. Dealt with very quickly, though. Clark, Baselli, the birthday boy, hasn't had any luck to get on the end of the of a goal. What a gift that would be. 3 points, I'm sure, is a gift enough. It's Adelaide United's substitute still warming up whilst FK Beograd are getting ready to make a double. And one of those, Jordan Lane, making his second appearance at senior level. He's come on against Croydon in what was a win for the home side at this venue, and getting ready to come on again today to play out what could be only 3 or 4 minutes plus any additional time. So he'll be coming on alongside Christian Borghetto. FK Belgrade will be very happy with the 3 points here tonight, putting themselves in second place. A 3-point gap between Adelaide United and Croydon FC, who currently both sit on 24 points, whilst FK Belgrade are on 27 points with the 3 points here today. And only 8 points away from top spot, which is currently in the hands of Metro Stars. Something which they're not going to let go of too quickly, with their eyes set on the National Championship, which unveiled the brand new trophy today. Something that I'm sure FK Belgrade would love to have in their trophy cabinet as well, or a chance to try and bring it here. As those two players that I did mention earlier will finally make their way on. It's Christian Borghetto, and for his second appearance on number 16, number 2, sorry, wearing with the age of 16, Jordan Lean. As they're just waiting for Konstantopoulos to come off. Jason Konstantopoulos started all 14 games this season alongside Cooper Nunn. The only two players to have played every game this season. It's that birthday boy calling it a night. His birthday celebrations can start early. 25th birthday with 3 points in the bag with his side. What a game of football he had. What a player he is as well. Made his debut last night at the age of 24 and 3 points in the bag in the second place on his 25th birthday. And the chance to make the Australia Cup. What a birthday week. And I hear Chivaps after the game, so can't be much better than that.
Birthday Chivap.
It's Stam as he finds his way through. Stam and finds its way into the hands of Oscar Page. They don't sing happy birthday here, they sing Chivappy birthday to you. Here at FK Belgrade.
That's shocking. Chivappy birthday.
That's trademarked. I'll get my lawyers onto that. FK Belgrade president is right below us, so I don't think he heard that, so I might pass it on to him later.
Maybe he's choosing to ignore it.
Maybe he might be. Signorello, long ball down. Out to Stamp. Sorry, Lean. Can they do something here? Lean. First touch out. Can they do something again? Belgrade. Final moments remaining. 1 minute into additional time. Gets her out. And in the end, and win it. Beograd, right in front of their home support. They've pretty much secured the 3 points now, you would say. A second place on the ladder. All important. And a great momentum to run into this midweek football. Australia Cup qualifying round against their rivals. Who's just lined up. Sent in deep. Stam off the head. It's gone out for a goal kick. Ivanic, sorry, not Stam. Moments left.
You got it?
Can they do something still? A bit of time to try and get an equaliser potentially for Adelaide United, but a lot still to be done before then. REA proud supporters of Football South Australia. And if you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. Apply now for mid-year entry. It's right next to the casino, where is not far of a walking distance from where we hold the celebration of football. So you can study during the day, go select and go collect your award at night time come October. Go study. One World LED and Sportal scoreboards. Currently sits 3-1 to the home side for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. REA proud supporters of Football South Australia. Can they do something here again? Beograd. Just a lot of work to be done still from Adelaide United's perspective. Just in this weather, haven't really been able to hold it out. Struggled. Especially on this pitch, their style of football. One more technical. And on a pitch like this, sometimes you don't see the most prettiest of football played. You definitely see some dirty action on the park. Mudslides and the like. And tumbles in front of A-League champions in my situation. How good's that, though? Sign with an A-League club and then get a trophy in a matter of months.
It's great to see just those skilled players that rewarded for their consistency.
And Stam. Well, and this former side, he could be winning themselves some trophy silverware this year as well, maybe. Still got a bit of work to do. But 2 wins away from lifting the Federation Cup against Metro Stars, if they can get past their rivals on Wednesday night.
They had a fight on their hands Wednesday night, didn't they, Metro Stars?
Yeah.
I think in their NPL, given the ladder position, they've really been a standout. But you sort of do see how teams that are the underdogs can come up and challenge them. Oh, magic of the cup, as they say.
Well, I'm sure it'll be the magic of the cup in the club rooms later for Beograd boys. But in cup, I mean, maybe the red cup. As Jared Clark does well. And there we have it, full time, second place to FK Beograd. And what a birthday win for Lorenzo Baselli, 25th birthday, 3 points in the bag. And FK Beograd takes second place with a 3-point gap between them and Adelaide United and Croydon, who sit on 24 points. What a game of football to round out round 14 of the RAA NPLSA. A wet occasion, raining water and raining goals.
Great result for FK Beograd, rewarded for all their hard work in the first half, punishing Adelaide United youth. Certainly lifted it in the second half, the young Reds, but not able to do enough to get anything back. But a good lesson for them in tough conditions today.
Well, RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia, will be proud about this as well. What an occasion of football it was down here tonight. Adelaide United came in early, got that goal from Bailey O'Neill, his first of the season, but it was, well, Trimboli and Quake and also Konstantopoulos all getting on the score sheet tonight, with Konstantopoulos and Trimboli both scoring in the last two matches, with Trimboli scoring 3 from 3 heading into Wednesday night's game. So a big fixture coming up, and what a way. It's nice and tight. It's the way we like it here at the top end of the league. And LA United again slipping down into third place, potentially fourth depending on goal difference. But wow, what a game of football it has been, Simon. Rounding out round 14, and what a way to do it. Saturday night, these boys will be partying hard into the night.
They will do. Not too hard, because they've got a big game Wednesday, remember.
I'm sure they're used to it. Anyway, what a game of football it's been. We're going to round things out right now because we are freezing. My feet are wet and I am cold, and we've got a lot of pack up to do. But what a game of football. Thank you for joining us here for the action on a Saturday night down here at Frank Mitchell Park. A game of football. FK Beograd won 3-1, the winners over Adelaide United, and taking themselves into second place heading into round 15 and the Australia Cup qualifier on Wednesday night. Get your tickets now, footballsa.com.au/tickets, and you can head there to watch FK Beograd taking on Raiders. We'll see you there. I'll be there, and you'll be there, I'm sure, Simon, as well. Oh,
a game like that sort of atmosphere, it's not the game that comes around every year, so very much looking forward to it.
Well, that's all here from us tonight. We're going to go get ourselves some chivaps, and a chivapi birthday to Lorenzo Baselli. That's all from us, and that is it. I'm Johnny Kecko and Simon Jimenez. Thank you for joining us.
Chivapi birthday.